Hey, how's it going, everyone? Saintsfan back again with another episode of Touch Up Tuesday, a series where I show you guys some really awesome customization options for your cars in GTA Online. And this is a series I haven't done in quite some time. But I got a few comments on the last few paint job videos I did for the specific DLC cars that just said instead of doing videos or Touch Up Tuesday episodes on just any, cool paint job, why don't you do a video on like specific cars or specific looks? So that's what we're doing. And if you guys want to see more of this, definitely let me know in the comment section and drop the video a like if you do want to see more. Obviously, the more support, then I know that you guys like this sort of idea. But today I want to do a video on the top 6 vehicles in GTA Online that you can make look like an Asiimov vehicle. And for those unaware what an Asiimov vehicle looks like, the Asiimov skin is based off of a CSGO skin. There's a few weapons in the game CSGO that you can, or that look like this. It's basically orange, white, and black. And in my opinion, it looks awesome. Like, I really, like in CSGO, it looks really cool. And I think on these cars, on these vehicles, it looks really good. So that's what we're doing today. Hopefully you guys enjoy, even if you're not a fan of CSGO or have no idea what Asiimov skins are. If you want some really cool cars or really cool customization for your cars, then I think you'll enjoy this video. Now, I have 6 because I have 3 vehicles and I have 3 motorcycles. And the reason I did that is because there aren't many of them in the game that you can actually make look good with this Asiimov style. But actually, the 3 motorcycles are really awesome, and I think they're actually some of the better looking Asiimov vehicles in the game. But the first one we'll start with, and this one is my least favorite, so that's why it is the first one, but we have the Nero Custom. And I'm not going to go through a specific detailed customization list because we'd be here for like 30 minutes if I did that. You could just see from the most part what it would look like in the end, and you can tweak some of these settings to your liking. But we have the Nero Custom here with the white Belgecko livery to give it the white. We have a black primary, I believe, or no, a black secondary with an orange, a sunrise orange primary, which does put the orange on the rim there. We also have white painted rims here to give it some more white. I put carbon down the middle, which I know isn't technically like, it's not as black as the secondary color, but if you don't put that, then I think there's a little bit too much white, but again, that's up to you. You can determine whether or not you want it. You can also put carbon on the hood if you want it just to have carbon down the middle. We have orange on the interior. We have white on the engine back here. And I think overall, like I said, it's not my favorite, but it's not bad. And if you do like the Nero Custom a lot and you want to have an Asiimov looking paint job for it, then this might be, your best choice. I do also want to mention, though, if you don't want that much white on your car, then you can go with the Pendulous livery, which only puts the white up at the front. So you might not need to use the carbon if you want black on the back part of it. But yeah, those are the 2 options. I personally like the Belgecko one a little bit more because you get more orange in your car. But both of them do look really nice, and both of them, I think, are a pretty good and decent Asiimov version. Next one, this one is probably the most basic Asiimov car, the X80. And the reason that is because it's not a Benny's vehicle, so there's not too much customization, although you can get the 3 different colors, which I do like. And you have the black stripe going down the middle, which you can't change. You have the black on the spoiler back here, and then you have the massive black, like, dashboard, or whatever you want to call it, under the window. So there's a lot of black, even on the rims, as you can see. So I think it does complement the orange and the white really well. I have a matte orange and a matte white on this one, just to be a little bit different with a white pearlescent, as you can tell from the shine. We have black as like the trim color that you can see going around the car. And I think, all in all, it does look really good. Like I said, it is one of the more simpler Asiimov style cars that you're going to see. But if you're a fan of the X80 and you like driving around, then this is a beautiful option. Now, getting into the bikes, this is where it actually gets really cool. Some of these bikes look super unique, and this is one of them, the FCR 1000 Custom. So I'll try and get the closest I can to the bike so you can somewhat see what we got going on here. The livery, I forget exactly which one. Let me see if I can find it here. If we go to menu customs and then livery, it's the orange scrolls one, and I think it does a decent job at, you know, sort of putting the white on there. It does have a little bit of an orangish, yellowish color, but the white does look nice. We have a black primary, I believe, and then we have the orange secondary for the rims, for the engine part there, for basically most everything else apart from the primary. And there are a decent amount of customization options for these bikes, so you can tweak this to your liking. I believe I just have white as the rim color just to add more white to this bike. But if you like the black and the orange part about the Asiimov skin or paint job, then this bike might be the one that you want to pick. The next one is more of a traditional Asiimov style. This one is the Diabolis, or the Principe Diabolis Custom. And this one actually has some really cool seat and gas tank options, I believe, so you can change it up a little bit. But we just have the white livery going through with the black up on the front there, the orange on the back. And this one, like I said, is a little bit more traditional because it's got a nice blend of oranges, whites, and blacks. You can see the white on the black on the bottom. We have the orange on the rim. We have the black up front on the little faceplate there. We have the orange on the back of the seat, black on the front of the seat, orange, you know, around the engine. So it's a really nice combination of all of them, and it's not too crazy. I think it is the simplest of the bikes. Like, it's probably the X80 of the bikes in terms of how simple it is simple looking compared to the other ones. Like, that one has a lot more going on to it, as you can see here from the comparison, but I definitely like this one a lot. The one I actually own in online, though, this one is probably my favorite of the bikes, the Vortex. And this one doesn't have as much black as the previous one. This one is more white and orange, but it looks so good. So we have the white on the front. We have the white on the little face there. We have the orange towards the back. And then basically what I tried to do, I think black is on the front bumper or whatever you want to call it. And we also have black on the seat and like for the engine parts. Maybe if you wanted to, you can color the wheels black to just give it more of a darker tone. But I definitely like the Vortex in terms of performance, you know, over those two back there. Although they all look really great, they're different, you know, options. So if you want a white and an orange version of the Asiimov, then go with the Vortex here. As you can see, if you want a black and orange one with a little white, go with the Diabolis. And if you want a really crazy and unique looking one just because of the livery, then go with the FCR 1000. As for the cars, and I'm going to do the final one in a second, we have the X80 here, which is more of a simple looking car, and we have the Nero here. And I just realized this orange is a little bit dark, so maybe you want to use a matte orange instead because it's a little bit lighter. But if you want a sort of a racing style Asiimov, then you got all the liveries and stuff here. But I'm going to hop into online and show you guys the number one Asiimov car. I'm sure you already know what I'm talking about, but let's go ahead and see what it is. And here we have the number one Asiimov car, at least in my opinion, but I think this is widely regarded as the number one Asiimov car. This is actually the original Asiimov car, the Sultan RS. Now, I want to show you guys before we go into Benny's here. I have the orange underglow, which if you don't like underglow, you think it's tacky, then you don't need to add it, but I think it definitely adds to the overall Asiimovness of this car. So let's check it out in some good light in here and see what we got on it. Now, I do have the tinted out windows, so it adds more black. We also have the engine or the hood with the glass there, so you can see the engine, which adds more color to it. I have the lights up here that are white. You don't need to put those on if you don't want to, but I think it's cool. Plus, it does add more color to the front here because you got the orange on the hood and then orange on the lights. So you have white on the hood somewhat, and then you have the black bumper down here. The rims are probably my favorite part about this car. You got the black sort of popsicle stick rims with the thin white wall. Then we have the black livery going through, which is probably one of the best liveries for this car. I absolutely love it. And you can use it with a ton of different color schemes, but I like it here for the Asiimov. We have the black on the roof scoop there. I guess I have the sun strip too. We have the orange and black on the spoiler, and then white on the bumper back here. Now for the interior, just to show you guys it, if you were curious, we have orange seats, orange roll cage, you get the orange doors, the carbon on the dashboard, which does make it look somewhat black, but you might actually be able to make that just black if you don't want to make it carbon. I don't know. I haven't customized this car in quite some time, But I think the Nero, or the Nero, I think the Karen Sultan RS here is probably the best Asiimov car, and I think most people will agree. But that is it with this episode of Touch Up Tuesday, the new version. So if you guys want to see more of these type of videos where we take some cars and make some cool stuff with like a specific car, whether it's, you know, we take one of the DLC cars and we do some cool stuff with it, or we take an old car and we do some cool stuff with it, let me know in the comments. If you guys want to see more, just do all that stuff and then I'll know. But that is it. So thank you all for watching, and as always, I'll see you guys in the next one.